Welcome back, YouTubers, to my everyday encounter, a typical life of an Aspie. As you're fully aware that pretty much I have been talking about certain different series and topics that has come to my heart, sort of thing, that I'm hoping to basically bring out there as a self-awareness and understanding a bit more about how I go about my everyday life with AS and all these other diagnoses of these conditions that I have, be it OCD, depression, and all the like that has come about, sort of thing, which I'm hoping that basically that despite it all, that yes, despite my journey is a different journey to everyone else, how I go about living my life with this condition and more, that, you know, many people may not agree with me to what I'm going to be, you know, saying, or how I live my life to how I feel it fits in this realm, in this day and age, even though of what I've learnt so far. Pretty much we can't always please everyone, we can't always tend to, you know, fit into someone else's shoes and actually walk the walk and do the talk. We need to do our journey and walk the walk and talk the talk to share our life story and experiences, which I'm hoping that people like me will hopefully bring about more stories of their own life story with AS, depression and the like, which to me, as I said before, in one of my aims, I was hoping to be a voice for the people that can't be heard or doesn't being heard enough with these conditions and more. Maybe just hopefully that in this day and age, that despite the judgmentality and the stereotyping that's going on about people with AS and other conditions, that they'll be removed somehow in a later date by the choice of the person that, you know, you talk to or meet in the street. And all further ado though, guys, pretty much I have been sitting down contemplating what to do next in this next series, which is going to be actually in series, even though my book is based on the chapters, sort of thing. That this one hopefully is based on AS and education, which will cover the life before AS and then life during AS and then life after AS, pretty much, you know, like this one is AS and education stages and levels, pretty much what we'll talk about, you know, from birth to primary school to high school, intermediate, or whatever you want to call it, then from intermediate to college, high school, then high school to college. Some of this might, even though hopefully it will be broken down to 4 parts, might still like sound the same all the way through, but I'm hoping when I touch base with all this, it's going to cover like what my life was like before AS, during AS and after AS, and basically how I coped, and some of the stories hopefully that I'm going to collaborate basically at the end of the piece, which I've been emailing some of my old lecturers and hopefully some of my old workers that I've been with, basically, as well as the past and present workers that knows my working ethics, my habits and the like, and hopefully maybe share some funny stories of what they know of me, and basically maybe give you guys a heads up, hopefully in a later future, if someone out there that is watching my video that is maybe an employer, that basically they can take a better understanding and grips to how I work, and hopefully we can work together as a team to make life easier for me, sort of thing, as well as for them, hopefully, despite our differences, I'm sure that we can, you know, work it together. And all further ado, I better start off with part 1, AS in education, which is AS birth to, you know, primary. Okay, it all begins with this. As far as I can remember, growing up, basically, when I was, you know, young, basically born in 1987, basically, my family pretty much transit from city to country or country to town, what have you, when we were growing up. But that doesn't matter, because from where I'm standing right now, where we've been moving, it was all well worth it in the end. But to be honest with you, as I was growing up, many of you would probably agree as well, or follow this through, that I did face my own demons and struggles in my day in life, pretty much of what I needed to learn, and some of these things I need to learn really fast. But sometimes, as I've learned, that many things, as I said, many things we get taught and learnt, maybe a slower process for some in our journey, because obviously how we make of our journey, we are the ones that creates the life story and legacy of our own. Yet in all fairness, with all these struggles and demons that I was facing, pretty much, you know, that, you know, it does take some time and patience, even though with the people I've been around with in my social circle in the present, that sometimes some of them think that I'm testing their buttons, or that they just want to give up on me completely. That's fine. I've realised now in my life story, basically many people are just there for the ride. They're not there for the good and bad, which is sad really, how this day and age of what this world is coming to. Basically that, you know, you're just there for the ride, and who cares about, you know, people's feelings and emotions, just as long you're alright, right? That you basically need to, you know, fight for your own and stuff, even though many people, I've realised that, as I said in one of my videos over, that some people are good at hiding their own feelings and emotions to a point that, you know, as with me, especially when I've been socialising with those particular people in my social circle, that they hide their feelings and emotions in a mask, acting out that everything's okay, when I know in reality, and my gut instinct, that there's something more to it than this. But then again, I guess, you know, it's up to them when they're ready to actually spill the beans and actually ask for help when they need it, even if they are in denial that they don't need help. Everyone needs help one day in their stage of life. However, anyway, I am fully grateful for the ones that are sticking by me, regardless, even if they're far away in certain countries or just far away in NZ where I'm based at. Basically, that many people tend to, you know, take me seriously. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do, but then in all fairness, you know, as I said, it's up to them how they want to go about it. Anyway, kindergarten age, part 1. While I was in kindergarten, or shall we say, I don't know, we'll just call it kindergarten, preschool, play school, or whatever they may call it, basically, in this day and age sort of thing. I was trying to fit in like any young child would. I was a bubbly kind of girl, trying to explore out the world, test my boundaries, you know, test everything around me, watching my surroundings like every normal kid would do. I used to basically be able to, besides my bubbly character, be able to socialise with people to a time sort of thing, and that basically at that time, basically, like, I knew that despite it all, I couldn't fit in with them, basically, even though that I did felt that with what I can remember in my life story, basically when I was in preschool, that, you know, I used to be, well, kind of the girl in the group that would basically try to fit in and actually trying to be the cool, hip, maybe little kid that you could be. I realised though, however, when I was participating in certain activities, I withdrew myself sometimes because of the uncertainties of what was to come, basically, or of the consequences. Despite that, sometimes, yeah, okay, as we know, kids learn to explore basically what they like and don't like at a real early age and stage in life, pretty much. But when I was around, I was always silent, despite me being bubbly and trying to, you know, be like everyone else, even though I felt dirty and stuff, even though at that time I didn't know, you know. I dreamed that in my little bubble, I had a bubble, obviously, that no one can get into. I still try to, at this day and age, have a bubble or wall, even though, like, many people are trying to tell me to tear down those walls, despite what I've been through in my, you know, past. But then, like, I was in a bubble of my own, basically, to the point that, you know, it's like withdrawing myself to the point that, well, I did socialise and then I didn't, you know. It's like on, off, on, off, on, off, like a little light switch, you know, so to speak. But then again, I was silent for a time and tried to participate in any given activity that the, you know, the teachers were giving me, despite being different at that time when I felt about it, you know. And then at that time though, however, I always dreamt that there will always be some form of peace and not war around me, you know, with basically violence and more basically, you know, of the physical violence versus the mental violence and everything else that grows up, people tend to dream of. I always thought while growing up that maybe I could be one of the Democrats that can create, you know, peace in this world, regardless what it may be, being a little peacemaker, you know, because as we know that there's always wars going on, and you question to why back in history, why it all began. I know for a fact that it takes more time and, like, takes more than just one person to make that difference in this world today though, however, basically, and that it's up to us if we want to make the change in ourselves as well as to the world. Even though I've been told in my social circle that it's not going to happen here and there's not going to be such thing as peace. To me, how I look at it with that particular someone that said that to me, it feels to me that they don't give two hoots they just want to be in amongst all those other ones that just wants to fight the fight, you know, to the end of the violence and stuff, and don't want to keep the peace. I could be wrong from what I'm reading on them. To me, however, basically, as I said, it's up to us if we want to change the world, basically, and that I always dreamed of wanting to save the world, of helping and curing people, be it a nurse, be it an advocate, be it whatever it may be. Pretty much, I had a lot of dreams and visions like that time. I dreamt also when I was younger that I wanted to be, even though my dad made a joke when I was born, that he could see me on the sonogram, basically, that I was basically, you know, reading books day in, day out while I was in mum's womb before seeing the big world, you know. And basically, mum and dad, when I was in that womb, before I came into the world, obviously, like Dad said to me, it was that they used to listen to music, and each time the music was playing, they felt that I was dancing in the womb as well when they had their headphones on Mum's belly. You know, it was kind of hilarious what Dad shared with me. But anyway, and when I was younger, at that tender age of, you know, preschool age, 3, basically, as I said, I wanted to help find a cure or find some sort of peace in this world, you know, that I wanted. To me, what I felt that, you know, there's a lot of diseases, and still are today, that are incurable and all that, due to a lot of research and time and money that needs to be brought about with all these diseases and unknown risk factors of what's going on. Pretty much. As far as when I was a little girl, pretty much leading up to probably intermediate high school, I was always labelled as the bookworm, you know, despite being silent. You know, that label may still coexist today because I'm still studying at Tech, and I am still self-learning, self-teaching myself of everything that I want to know, you know, absorb every information, because as I said, health science I love to bits, and I would love to try and help people regardless, now that I know there's certain people that I can't help at that moment of time. Okay, well, that's the end of basically part 1 at the moment. Basically, part 2 is obviously, as I said, kindergarten to primary school level. So, and all further ado, guys, thanks for watching this short blurb, and I'll see you all soon. And don't forget to comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter or Facebook, basically. And remember, if you want any topics that you feel that should be addressed on my channel while I'm making an awareness of mental health and whatever else out there, please don't be afraid to do so. Be kind on the comments also, basically, in that SB Answers All, because that page was pretty much created for everyone like me to have a safe haven, pretty much. I'm not trying to exclude anyone else out there, but also a safe haven maybe for people that are depressed and stuff, so that they feel that they're included or felt loved, self-respected and stuff by me, because I know what it's like just to fight the battles alone, be it depression and all that, when you can't find someone else to reach and trust. Sometimes, you know, it's a never-ending battle sometimes for some people that are battling with, you know, depression and the like. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all soon.